basically it's by where the bunkers are. I mean, the first hole, I just make sure that I take a club and I can't reach the burn on the left as it comes back. So, I mean, you could drive it down there, but you get plenty of room to drive it down there, but why hit it there? You're only going to play a wedge from just short of that. And, the second hole, you really are dealing with, I can't remember the name of the bunker that sits out in the turns on number 2. But you're playing by that. And, of course, on the right. You're trying to play in between what your hazards are. St. Andrews is, what is it? St. Andrews is only about 94 acres, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's not a big piece of land.
It's a very small piece of property. And, of course, it just goes out and it comes back. And your width is what you have between, 2 holes. Every hole adds up to 18. Every green does. And so you try to keep it in, just keep it in between that. I mean, St. Andrews is played to the left. And if you're going to miss it, you miss it left. And most of the time, and occasionally there's a bad problem left, but not too often. Most of your problems are right. You're out of bounds, and your big bad bunkers and so forth are on the right. And so the philosophy is to keep the ball favoring the center of the golf course. Play the club that you need to play off the tee that doesn't get you in a bunker. As it relates to the greens, you're going to get the ball on the green. It's just, whether you can putt or not. First time I played here in 64, let's see, I think I was 149, I think, the first 2 rounds, and I'd had 41 putts. And that's what you have in the wind, and it was bad weather. Then I shot 66, 68 the last 2 rounds, and wind dropped out, and then I made some putts. But putting is really difficult in the wind, and particularly on this golf course, because the wind just sort of pushes it across the green. So you got to figure out that you try not to leave a ball at a place where you leave yourself an impossible putt. In other words, like at number 2, you've got the Himalayas. I don't think you want to leave the ball where you're putting out of there. You want to try to hit the ball, keep the ball to the right of it, so you're putting back up into the hill. It's the same type of thing pretty much through the golf course. Third hole, I guess, has that little bunker on the left. You got to hit the ball. You just don't want to ever be in that bunker and short side yourself. You got to be to the right of that little bunker, so you're not paying off of the slope. And it's right all through the golf course, Alex. It's the same thing.